Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I kept getting cut off. I kept saying that I wasn't connected. So I am back with day 3 of this amazing live stream series called Ignite Your Power. And today I am talking about a topic that I am super passionate about and super excited to share with you, which is all around uncovering and connecting with your divine gifts and sharing them with the world. Because right now, it is like this massive upheaval happening, massive healing going on, and it's time for it's all hands on deck, right? It's like all healers on deck. Everyone needs to find out what their gifts are and share them with the world because we all need so much healing right now. And I have just been getting so inspired by the women healers that I'm working with as my clients and that I'm working with as healers who are inspiring me. So right now I really feel like this is one of the most important topics. So please ask questions. If you guys have questions, please put them in the comments, or if you have comments, so I can answer them. Okay, so today's topic is all about uncovering your divine gifts. And the one thing that I want to say to everyone is you have unique and special gifts to share, and you are going to share them in order to change the world. Oh, said I got cut off again. Okay, I'm back. I don't know why I'm having internet problems right now. So yes, so everyone has a unique gift to share, and it's really about connecting to exactly what that is. And the clues are all around you, right? So that's what I wanted to talk about today, because what I've been really helping a lot of my clients do is really start to connect with what did you come here to share, right? Like, what are your gifts that you feel inspired to share with the world, and how can you help people? And for everybody it's different, right? But for most of the people that I work with and most of the people that are drawn to me are all healers, right? And it's all about getting all of that other stuff out of the way so that you can fully step into that and really start to share with people and help people, because we all need it right now. Like I said, I'm sure you guys can all feel it, but the world as a collective, we're all being asked to heal on a massive level. And also as individuals, we're being called to do the same thing. It's no longer working to lie to yourself or do what you think your family wants or what you think society wants you to do, right? It's right now we're being called to stop with all of that and not go down that path that doesn't feel right to you just because you think that's what other people think you should do. It's time to really look within, decide exactly what you are really supposed to be doing that feels aligned with your heart, and then start to move forward with that. So and I see some likes going on. So if you feel like you know what your gifts are and you want to share them right now, or if you're not sure and you have a question about that, please put it in the comments, because what I'm going to talk about now is confusion. Because so many people say to me, and this is what I work with my clients on, is, well, I don't know. I'm confused. I know I don't want to be doing what I'm doing right now, but I'm not sure exactly what I should be doing. I don't know what my gifts are. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And what I want to say to that person is check in with your confusion, right? Because usually confusion is rooted in fear. Patricia says, I have no idea. Okay, so listen, Patricia, because this is aimed at you. Confusion is usually rooted in fear, right? And it's usually the fear of having to admit to yourself that you want to do something other than what you're doing, and the fear of what other people are going to think, right? And if you're going to be disappointing people. A lot of us, especially women, are people pleasers, right? We want to make everyone around us happy instead of making ourselves happy first. And I know, because that has been me for most of my life, is doing things because I think everyone else wants me to do them instead of doing what I truly actually want to do. And that's what we tend to do. So If you're confused, sometimes that's a way for you to like not fully step into what you actually want by saying like, oh, I'm not sure, because you're still afraid to actually admit what it is you want to do because it's scary. And when you do that, you reach a new level of responsibility, right? So when you actually say, okay, this is who I am and this is really what I want to do, you're automatically moving yourself to the next level. It's a whole new level of responsibility to yourself and to other people, and that can be really scary, right? So usually confusion is rooted in some sort of fear around not fully admitting to yourself what you truly want. But if you actually sat with yourself and listened to your feelings, listen to the messages that you're getting, which is what I talked about yesterday, all around connecting with your intuition, right? So yesterday, if you missed it, you should go back and watch, because I talked all about how to receive the divine messages from your intuition and how to create the space to listen to those messages, trust them, and then take action on them. So Lindsay says, I'm confused. I feel I can go in many directions and succeed, good or bad, as is view even trying a success, but I do want to do many things and it's hard to decide. It's scary and I have anxiety. Okay. So, and I think I said this to you yesterday too, Lindsay, is you can always make a new decision, right? I think it's important to take the time to really feel into what feels right for you to do next, right? Because yeah, there's always so many things you could do, and sometimes it is hard to know which direction to go in, but like your heart always knows like kind of where to start, right? And if you just know where to start, you don't have to know like all the different steps. If you just kind of listen to your intuition to know where to start, then the steps kind of present themselves to you, and you don't have to know everything at the beginning, right? It's all about trusting yourself and trusting the process, which is another thing that I talked about yesterday, is all around allowing the process to unfold, right? We don't have to know how everything's going to happen. We don't have to know every step of the way. We just have to know, okay, this is what feels right for me to do right now. So for instance, say it's a certain kind of a job where you might not feel that that's exactly what you want to do, but you feel like that's where you should start, then maybe that's where you start now, and you allow that to be a stepping stone or the place to start, and you allow the rest of the path to unfold for you. And maybe if you have like an inkling or a thought or a ping from your intuition to start somewhere, chances are that when you do start there, you'll open up to something new, or you'll have an idea of what's next for you, or you'll connect with yourself in a different way to show you something about yourself that will lead you down the next path, right? So let me know if that makes sense. So yeah, because it can be confusing, but usually confusion is rooted in some sort of fear of going to the next level. Okay, so I definitely want you to think about it like that and give yourself the time and the space to connect with yourself regularly so you can start to receive those messages. So what we were talking about yesterday was around meditation and breath work. Breath work to me is the best way to connect with your intuition and start to receive those messages and just connect with yourself on a deeper level. So getting rid of like all of the noise and just being silent with yourself in the present moment, okay, is really, really important to allow yourself to really connect to your intuition and to the understanding of what's next for you. Because what you need to do, especially around the confusion, is get in touch with this part of yourself that already knows. So this is what I was talking about yesterday with your intuition. Your intuition is this part of yourself inside of you that already knows the answer, right? You already know. It's just about connecting with that part of yourself. And that can be challenging at times, but through breath work, which I think is one of the best ways to connect with your intuition, you can start to get in touch with this part of yourself. Sometimes it takes practice. It might take time, but through the process, you begin to get in touch with your intuition, and then you can start to listen to it, and you will be able to get in touch with that part of yourself that already knows the answer. Sometimes we're afraid to admit what the answer actually is because it's scary, right? And just to give you a little story about me, just in this past year, I really started to admit to myself what my gifts really are. I mean, I kind of always knew, but I wasn't acting on them fully. And just in the last year, I really began to realize like, okay, I need to start fully being a healer and launching my business as a healer, because I've known for a long time that I'm a healer, but I was too scared to really step into that. So in the last year or so, I really started to launch my business as a healer. I started to get in touch more with my psychic ability, and I really started to step up, and it's scary. For a long time, I was like, oh, I don't think I can do that. I'm not sure. I don't want to be an entrepreneur. I don't want to have that responsibility, because it is a new level of responsibility. And sometimes that's what holds us back, is we don't think that we can handle that level of responsibility, right? Because it is a new level. But in order to move to the next level, we need to be really, really honest. And like I said, one of the best ways to do that is through breath work. Okay, so now I want to get into a little bit about really uncovering what your divine gifts are and what are some of the clues that you can look for if you really are uncertain, or maybe you have an idea of what your gifts are, but you're not sure exactly how to execute them or exactly what it looks like. Like maybe you know you're a healer of some kind, but you're not exactly sure what you should be doing, right? So the first thing is to just trust yourself, because you are always receiving messages about what you should be doing, right? So look at what you're naturally drawn towards anyway. What you naturally like is the biggest clue to what your gifts are and what you should be doing, right? So for me, like growing up, ever since as long as I can remember, I was always into astrology, witches, anything that had to do with like magic, psychics, anything that had to do with like uncovering the hidden meaning behind things, understanding why people do the things that they do. These were all just like natural things that I could read about and talk about for hours and not really even know that time was happening. So those are my clues right there, right? Obviously, that's the direction that I want to be going in, because that's what I'm naturally drawn to. So look at what you're naturally drawn to. Look at what you naturally like. What could you do for hours without realizing that any time went by? That is the number one thing, right? Because that is your guide, right? What you naturally love, what you naturally are interested in, let that be your guide. Don't let something guide you like, oh, well, this is what I think people would want me to do, or this is what I'm good at and I know a lot about, even though I don't really like it, right? So do you see the difference? You want to go with what you naturally like. Hold on, I just want to read some of the comments I'm getting. Naja. Oh yeah, Naja, I'm not doing cards today, but I'm going to do them in the next couple of days in this group. I did pull a card for the group though, which I'll share with you in a few minutes. Mahana. Oh, hi. How are you, Mahana? I'm glad that you're here. Hi, Catherine. I'm glad that you're here too. Okay. So what are you naturally drawn towards, right? What naturally lights you up? Go towards those things. And even if you're not exactly sure what exactly that could translate to as far as like a career or sharing your gifts, just start to go down that path and the rest of it will reveal itself to you, right? And because it's a natural progression. So like, for instance, for me, I've been teaching breath work for 20 years. So I always knew that I was interested in breath work and that I could help people heal. But then as I gradually went down that path, I realized I have a psychic ability, and I realized that I can incorporate that into my work with clients, and we do breath work, and I also tap into their energy. And then I realized that I was able to do energy work. So I kind of take that into the work that I do, right? So it's a natural process if you continue to follow what you love and what lights you up. So that's one of the biggest things that I want to stress. Like, follow what you're naturally drawn towards. And if you feel like you're not sure what that is, then doing your meditations and doing your breath work every day, creating that sacred space for you to receive messages, ask those questions. Say, before you start your breath work, before you start your meditation, ask your spirit guides. Everyone has spirit guides. If you're not used to working with them, that's okay. Just try it out. Like I was talking about yesterday with receiving messages from your intuition, we all receive messages differently, right? So just try asking, right? And if you don't feel comfortable with spirit guides, you can just ask your higher self or ask your intuition. Say, what should I do next? What am I supposed to be sharing? What am I supposed to be doing? And then do your meditation and do your breath work and see the answers that come to you. And if they don't come to you right away, that's okay. Watch for the answers in the world, right? You might see something like out in the world when you're walking around, or you might be talking to a friend and they say something that resonates for you, right? It doesn't have to come in your meditation, but you ask the questions when you're in your meditation and you create that sacred space for yourself to connect with yourself and receive those messages. Casey, I constantly get signs from my guides. Yes, I love that. Me too. The numbers for me are huge. I see like 222, 333, and 444 like all day, every day. And that I love, because then I know that those are the messages like from my guides and my angels, and they are telling me like, you're on the right path, like keep going, keep going. Oh, you get them in the form of your birthday, 11, 13, or 13 all the time. Oh, you're a Scorpio like me. So create that sacred space to receive those messages. And then watch as you get the messages. And the most important thing that I want to reiterate here is around trust, right? Trusting yourself. And if you decide to work with me, I provide for you a lot of help around trusting your intuition. I have meditations that I've created around it. I have whole processes to help you get in touch with your intuition and really start to connect and receive those messages, receive that guidance, right? So this is something that I'm super passionate about and I love helping people do. Okay, so that's the biggest thing, trusting yourself. So the card that I pulled for you guys today this is a card I pulled for the group asking, what do we all need to know in order to uncover our divine gifts and share them with the world? And the card that came up is building blocks. And this is so amazing because this is all about building a solid foundation, right? So we can't start to uncover our gifts and go out in the world and be a healer without creating a solid foundation first. So what that means is dealing with your blocks, right? And when I say blocks, I mean whatever has gone on in your past and whatever stories that you're carrying, like the stories that you're telling yourself about who you are and what you're capable of. In order to build a solid foundation, most of the time we need to clean all of that out. We need to go back and look at that stuff, realize that we're holding on to beliefs in our subconscious that are no longer serving us, and we need to release them. Breathwork is the best way to do that, by the way. We need to release those stories that we're telling ourselves and then create a new story, right? And that's what I work with my clients on, is releasing those old negative beliefs, those beliefs that are holding us back, that are living in our subconscious, that are telling us that we're only capable of this, getting to here, right? Releasing them so that, and then creating the new story where we know we're capable of the infinite, right? Because as we do the breath work, we continue to connect to that field of infinite possibility, right? Which is what I've been talking about, which is what I always explain, that when you do breath work, you force yourself to be in the present moment where infinite possibilities exist. And as you continue to connect to that realm of infinite possibility, you essentially become those possibilities instead of living in the past where you have set limits for yourself, right? So this card is asking us to release the old story that is no longer serving us and create a new one, to create a solid foundation to build on, right? Because we can't, like I said, we can't go out into the world and create something without a solid foundation. So that is something I am super passionate about and working with my clients is uncovering what is holding you back from your past, right? Because we all have limiting beliefs that we picked up in childhood, usually based on what we saw and what we witnessed with our parents and the environment we grew up in. We create beliefs about the world that most likely are no longer serving us and are limiting us in some way. And if we can become aware of those and release them through the powerful breathwork process that I do with my clients, then you can create new space to create a new story based on who you are in present time instead of who you were in the past. Okay, so let me know if you guys have any questions about that, if that makes sense to you. Naja, makes sense. Good. Lindsay, oh, you're welcome. Love and feel it. Thank you. So let me know if you guys have any questions around being confused about what your divine gifts are, or if you have any fears that are coming up, let me know so I can help you with that. Or if you have any questions about anything else. And if not, I put a link above to set up a free transformation call with me. And what that is for those of you that are really serious about going through a metamorphosis. If you are serious about jumping off of that cliff and really making a massive transformation in your life by working with me through breath work and through my psychic abilities, I have a call that you can do to see if it's a good fit for us to work together. And if you're ready to make that leap and take the next step towards your transformation. So definitely set that up if you are called and you are serious about the next level, because we all need it right now. Let me just tell you, you can't do it on your own, right? I work with healers all the time. I also have an amazing coach, and I don't know what I would do without all of those people's support. I also have an amazing community of women that support me as well. So you can't do it on your own. We all need support to move to the next level, and we all have gifts to share. So if you are ready to uncover your gifts and you're ready to shine, set up a call with me. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be back on here doing card readings either Friday or Saturday. So I'll post about that. And it was great connecting with all of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.